Welcome back, kings and queens, and welcome if you're new here. My name is Hope King, and I'm the designer behind King's Designs MD. I'm doing this video today because some people said they wanted to know how to do bookmarks, so I'm going to show you one of the designs I put together recently. I'm in Canva, and I use the free version of Canva. If you've never used it before, this is kind of what your home screen should look like. So you first go to Create a Design. And I typically click on Custom Designs, and you'll see these are usually the sizes I use: 8.5 by 11, 11 by 8.5, and sometimes I'll do a 4.25 by 5.5, which is the size I typically use for my A2 size cards. So I'm just going to choose one today. Okay, so for Canva, I'm going to start with my elements. The first thing I'm going to do is go to my elements, and I'm going to click on lines and shapes. I'm going to choose a square. Now I'm going to size my square down to about 2 by 6. You can choose whatever size you want, but this will give you a placeholder for your bookmark. Now you can duplicate this as many times as you like and space it out, and this way you have kind of a template for your bookmark. Now, depending on how you place these, you get about 6 of them on. Sometimes I'll place mine closer together. I'm just spacing them out for you guys to see visually, but sometimes I place them closer together and closer to the edge so I can maximize my cardstock that I'm using. Okay, so when you're in here, you can also change your background color. So I'll go with a pink today, and I will change it to a lighter shade of pink. So there we go. Now I'm in my uploads, and I am just going to pick a design. One of, I'll go with the lady in pants today because she's a nice streamlined version. Okay, so I'm just going to size her down, and I like to shrink the sides down. You see she's come with all the space around the sides of her. I like to just shrink that down and take that out. And now I can just size her down and put her into a bookmark. Now I know I want to take her down even further because I want to add some wording to the top. For those that don't know, she came from Feathers of Style, and Feathers of Style has an Etsy shop. Alright, I'm back in my uploads, and this is a saying that I got, and I believe I got this from Design Bundles. If God brings you to it, He can bring you through it. And I just took the feather off the top. I didn't like the feather. And as you can see, it really kind of perfectly fit already into this box. And if you can't see it, I'm going to bring you a little closer. I'm going to zoom in. So you see it says, if God brings you to it, He will bring you through it. And so that's simply all you really need to do to create a bookmark. Now, I print this on cardstock, and I typically use, or have been using, Astro Bright 65 pound cardstock. I also have a laminator, and so I run these through my laminator as well. But what I do is I print these on my cardstock. I then typically cut them by hand. If you have a Cricut, you can save this as a PNG file, and then have your Cricut cut everything out. You can clean out the backspace and have your Cricut clean everything out, and have it cut it for you. But I cut them by hand, and then I individually place them into my laminating pouches and run it through my laminating machine. But this is how you design them. And you can do anything you want. Like I have some ladies over here, and I think I got the wording in these ladies from Design Bundles a long time ago. sometimes I've have things for a while and I have to try to remember where I got them from when I do videos so you guys know where to look. But yeah, so I would drop her in. Same thing, and you can make her as tall or small as you want. And if I were to do the same thing, I'll just duplicate it from here because it's already fit down to my size I want. And I can drop it here. Now you see as tall as she is, I need to take her down some more if I want to add this particular saying. And if I want to change the background, I can. Now this is one of the things I love about Canva. You can see over here, this is the picture that I chose. And so if I want to do a coordinating color in the back, I can. And so you see, this is the color pink I chose in the background for this one. And I'm not sure if it's the same. Canva will give you the color code. So if you can see I'm highlighted over this one is E39EBC. And I'm sure this might not be the same one. Nope. So it might look like a similar pink or the same pink, but it's actually a different shade. So if I want to, something that actually coordinates with this a little more, I can click that and you see the shade changed ever so slightly. Or I can go with something like that. But, just that alone, if I wanted to group it together and duplicate it, I could have a variety of bookmarks just using this image alone. And delete this one out. I'm going to highlight over this one. And I'm going to group everything together. So now I have a set. Now I'm going to try to duplicate, hopefully, everything I duplicate together. Yep. And the reason I'm doing it is just to show you, even though I've duplicated this out, the variety I can have just by changing the background color on this item. If I wanted to sell sets of bookmarks or something like that, I'm using one image, one saying at the top, and I can do a whole set of bookmarks. Now, these are great if you're giving them to friends, if you have a church group, whatever you want to do. And sometimes, you don't want to give, you want to give people something that's same or similar. This is one of those types of items that can be good for that. So you have a group of sisters and you don't want to give somebody something different from the other person, or, vastly different. You want it to be similar so nobody's offended that somebody got more than the other and what have you. This is a way that you can achieve that by just switching your colors out, and you have something ever so slightly different for everybody. So there's a set of 4, guys. I hope this helps somebody. This is how you design your bookmarks in Canva. You guys have a great day.